Question. If you modify your gun, put a fancy trigger on it, laser scope, red dot, anything like that on it, is it going to hurt you in your criminal case if you were involved in a self-defense shooting? Let's find out. Okay, so I get this question all the time. Well, what if I put a fancy trigger on my gun? What if I put better grips on it? What if I put a laser on it? What if I put a red dot on it? What if I trick the shit out of this gun? And then I'm involved in a self-defense shooting. Are the cops or is the prosecutor going to use that against me? Are they going to go in front of a jury and say, hey, this guy, he's not just a regular guy walking around doing self-defense with a handgun. He wants to shoot somebody. He wants to kill somebody because look at all the crap that he's got on his gun. There's like lasers on here and fancy triggers and everything else. So he must be some kind of psychotic. So I get that question all the time. Should I modify my gun? Because if I do, is it going to make it look worse for me in a self-defense trial? My statement and my answer always that is no. To an extent. What I mean by that is standard modifications to your firearm, such as making a shorter trigger pull, putting a better sight on it, putting lasers on it. Nobody's going to care about any of that stuff. A prosecutor, in my opinion, can try and point that stuff out all day long, but you will find it. Any defense expert out there or any gun shop owner who's going to be able to come in as an expert and tell the jury that that's normal. There's nothing fancy about that. That's just everyday items that people put on their guns. I don't think, in my opinion, that's going to make a difference. So when it comes to tactical things to make your gun better, such as a better trigger pull, better sights, do those if you think it's going to make you safer. Because if you think having a better trigger is going to save you and your family's life during an altercation, then put a better trigger on it. If you think putting a red dot on there is better than iron sights because it's going to save you and your family in an altercation, put a red dot on there. That's always your first priority. Worrying about your criminal charges is your second priority. Your first priority is do whatever you think you need to do to protect yourself and your family, and the defense attorneys will worry about it later. So go ahead and make those modifications. Same thing about training. A lot of people talk about, well, what if I get extra training? Let's say I take a bunch of classes and I get really good at shooting. Is that stuff going to come back and haunt me later on when I get involved in self-defense shooting? The answer, again, I would say is no, because you're going to bring that expert in, that guy who trains you, and say, no, that's standard training. Everybody should be trained that way. We weren't teaching anything special. So that kind of stuff is fine as well. The only caveat I put in there is, what did I say? I said tactical modifications to make your gun easier to use in a self-defense shooting. If there's other things you're doing to it, such as you're putting engravings on the side of it that said, kill them all, let God sort them out later. Or if you're putting Punisher logos on the side of your gun, or if you're Cerakoting it, and as stupid as it sounds, there's a lot of guns out there now that have like President Trump things on it, President 45, Trump 45, whatever. Those type of things, they're not tactical, so they don't help you in a self-defense shooting. And they could be used in a trial to show that you have a different mindset. Because if it's just a tactical change, it's easy to say it was for self-defense. If you're putting logos on there that says Deadpool, smile at the Flash on the front of your gun, that's not going to help you. That's going to make you look like you're a psychotic and you're out there wanting to shoot people. If you got Punisher logos on your gun, again, and if you want to put political stuff on there, I hate Nancy Pelosi or Trump 45 or whatever, those are the type of things that are going to be a problem for you with cops, prosecutors, and especially juries, because they're going to be looking at those things, and those things you're not going to be able to get an expert to come into court and say, putting smile at the Flash on the front of your gun gives you a tactical advantage in your self-defense case. So the jury's not going to be able to dismiss that. They're going to say that you're crazy. If you put a political slogan on there, you always run the risk of getting jurors on there that don't like President Trump or like President Biden. Or even if you reverse it, if you put fuck Trump on there, you may get pro-Trump people on your jury. So you want to stay away from any sort of political stuff in there. You want to stay away from any sort of weird badassery stuff, again, like Punisher logos or Deadpool symbols on there or whatever. I would even stay away from just Cerakoting them in weird, fancy colors, pink guns, all those kind of things. It's just your average juror isn't going to understand that kind of stuff, and it's just going to cloud the situation. So if you get your regular basic carry pistol and you make some tactical modifications to it to help you be better in self-defense, that's going to be perfectly fine. Go ahead and do all that stuff. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But if you start making weird logo changes, colors, symbols, phrases on your gun that have nothing to do with tactical advantage, you're going to run into a problem. So thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. This being a gun channel, the algorithm always likes to fuck with us. So please put in some good comments in there. Like, share, and subscribe. Get the numbers up and help me with the algorithm. I'd really appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant. And as always, carry on.